What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's Wars of the Stars, episode number 109. Today, we're not talking about a show. We're really not previewing anything. We might talk a little bit about what if. But today is going to be a big stream because today we're going to discuss one of the bigger pop culture stories, I think, in a while, because it has massive ramifications for the MCU. We'll get into all that later, but before we get into that, Alex, how are we doing today, my man?
I'm doing swell. Finishing up Christmas shopping. Yeah, just been some time. It's been a long few days. A lot of BS at work and all that.
Right.
But
Right.
we're still here. We're still here.
Still vibing, baby.
How about you? You?
I've been pretty quiet for me. Doing well, relaxing after, my semester, working a little bit here and there, making a little money. But mostly relaxing. Yeah, just catching up on stuff. YouTube that I don't really watch anymore. I'm like, oh, this is still an app. I can still watch it. I'm like, yeah. Catching up on some stuff. Yeah, and then obviously, we could get right into it. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to talk about, but obviously, based on the title, Jonathan Majors has been convicted by a New York court, a New York jury, a jury actually, of third-degree assault
and harassment.
He was charged with first and second degree. He had those charges dropped. He will be sentenced, I believe, sometime in February, January. I'm not sure about that.
About early February to up to a year.
Yeah, I highly doubt he's not going to have any prison time. I'm just going to say that. He will not face any jail time.
No, yeah, he'll probably be able to buy himself out.
Right.
Or they'll probably they'll keep moving his date along.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a whole legal thing. I don't know if you saw the video.
I did see the video.
It's not very good.
No.
It's bad.
Yeah. Not to make light of the situation, but where was this guy at in Quantumania? Maybe that was a little too far. Maybe that was too far.
Already started. I knew this was gonna happen. There's no way. Oh my god. Yeah. So, based off of the title, obviously he doesn't remain. Kang has been conquered. Yeah. Kang the Conquered.
Don't worry. I've been thinking up some 30-second countdown. So I sent one to Drew. We have He Who Doesn't Remain. We have the Kang Muddy Dynasty. We have Pharaoh Rama Rotten Prison. I have Iron Land in Jail. Victor Prison Time.
That's good. That's good.
Scarlet Sentry in Prison. Those are really and then the best one, of course, Kang the Conquered. Because bro got conquered.
Yeah. So very serious legal issue, obviously. We won't really touch on that. Alex, I thought it'd be appropriate before we get into what we think the MCU should do and what this means for the MCU. I feel like it'd be most appropriate if we go over some of the options. We can each go back and forth and throw out some options. Alex, what is one option you see the MCU doing without Jonathan Majors? Oh, by the way, I just want to mention this. They fired him within 2 hours of the news breaking.
He got convicted and he got immediately fired. Just remember that all that shit with Ezra Miller, and we still had Ezra Miller as the Flash. So
right.
Disney don't play. Disney don't play. I think one of the options, and I unfortunately think it's the likeliest option, they're going to move away from Kang.
Oh.
Look. the precedence for it is, when has the MCU gone out of their way to recast such a major character like this? The only one that I can really think of was Rhodey.
Right.
And I guess if we're gonna consider this, like, I don't think this is a matter of like, oh, the actor got convicted or the actor didn't want to come back. Thunderbolt Ross,
Yeah.
actor who played Thunderbolt Ross, died, so like they kind of had no choice.
Right.
Um,
Thanos, technically.
Thanos technically,
Three
um,
times, actually.
3 times. Yeah, he had 3 different redesigns. And so that's kind of my thing, is that this really isn't a case of just like, you know, I think for them, they kind of see it as it'd be just easier to pivot away from Kang.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen it now internally. Avengers 5 is just that now. It's Avengers 5. There's no title anymore. It's not the Kang Dynasty. Secret Wars name has still not changed. So
Right.
as far as we know, so yeah, no, I think it is. I think it's a just more than likely. I think it's just more than likely they're just going to move away from him.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Another option is just a recast. Now there is, again, you mentioned it, you harbored on it a little bit. There is some precedent for it.
mm-hmm.
You know, Thunderbolt Ross, Rhodey, Thanos, obviously the big villain of the Infinity Saga. And there's not precedent for it. Obviously, they didn't recast Chadwick.
Yep.
So a recast is the other option. John Boyega's name was thrown out there a lot. John Boyega seemingly shot that down himself. I saw.
Yeah. It's also just, to me, like, just don't
Lazy,
think he fits the
kind of.
role.
It's also kind of lazy. I think Boyega's great.
Yeah.
But I also think I don't see him as Kane, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just don't. I just don't either, and I just like. I think, like, again, I think John is a great actor, but like, I just don't think he has the range as a Majors.
Right.
So, but I mean, I don't know. I think where I'm on the spectrum of what Marvel's gonna do, I think we're on kind of like if I were to put it as a graph or a percentage, do 40% pivot, 30% recast.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is whatever else they plan to do.
Right.
I could honestly even see a bit of a mix of both.
I've
Recast
heard
Kang,
this.
but pivot away from him being the main focus. So
Right.
I could see that, but I'm not sure. I think the 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 problem is, like, sorry, my brother is screaming, but I think the problem is King is like such a big imprint on Phase 5 that, like, you're gonna, and Jonathan Majors as a whole also, you're
Right.
going to you're gonna step on toes regardless. I feel like it'd be such a weird thing to just kind of like weirdly pivot away. Like, I feel like it would be a little unnatural, because
Uh-huh.
then, if we remember, we just kind of had like an empty threat from He Who Remains from Loki season 2, and then that's it.
Right.
So I think they should go down the route of both. I think they should go down recasting and pivoting.
This is
That'd be me.
this is very tough because when we hear people say like don't recast, pivot, obviously we know what the pivot's to. It's Victor Von Doom, right? I Doctor Doom is such a cool character. I like Doctor Doom a lot as a villain. I would love if Killian Murphy played Doctor Doom. That would be great. If Killian Murphy played Doctor Doom, sign me all up. My problem
Yeah.
is if you did Doom now, we are a phase and a half in about to a 3-phase
Mhm.
saga. If you pivot to Doom, it makes no sense. I discussed this a little bit in my TikTok video, but about this, I said you pivot to Doom, you're gonna have to presumably rewrite Fantastic Four
Yep.
because that's where you would probably introduce Doom. Obviously, also it would be weird to introduce Reed and Doom at the same time. I guess again, I mean, always do that. You would presumably have to rewrite Doctor Strange 3 because whatever he does in with Clea is not going to matter.
Yeah.
And then presumably, and this kind of goes into it's being reported, and again, this is just leaks and stuff. Spider-Man 4 segues right into the Avengers 5,
Yeah.
and Tom Holland's going to be your lead essentially. So how does that work exactly if you're going to have no, don't get me wrong, I would love if Doom was the villain. Don't get me wrong. But I
Mhm.
think we're too far into it now, and I think I myself am already invested enough in Kane
Yeah.
and his variants where like yes, you could recast. Now, yes, does it look weird? It's always like when I'm on Twitter and I see like Marvel intended to have Kane or had intended to have every Kane variant played by Majors, and it's the picture of it's the GIF of the theater of literally all of Majors just screaming,
Mm,
and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so bad. This is so bad.
yeah.
Like, again, there doesn't need to be an in-universe explanation because, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the thing is that like, I mean, we've said this how many times? Kang is just one of those characters, man. There's no excuse to not recast him.
mhm,
There's no excuse. Again, Kang in the comics was Pharaoh Ramatut,
yep,
Iron Lad, Doctor Doom, Aurora Boltagon, Scarlet Centurion, Mr. Gryphon, Kamala Kang, Nathaniel Richards, Immortus, Victor Timely, Kang, like just that in itself. He was Kamala Khan was a Kang variant in the comics.
yeah, there was a lot of weird Kanes, yeah.
So it's just like,
Scarlet Centurion, yeah, there's a lot
yeah,
of weird, yeah.
it's just like so for me. What's the excuse here? I don't see it. Yes, I think that they should try and keep. Maybe they should. Maybe they should just recast. But I think it's a case also that like first of all, it was a stupid idea to have Jonathan Majors be the only person playing a Kang variant. You should have had multiple people playing him. Because again, that's Kang's whole thing in the comics. He's everywhere. You don't know it's like a whole secret invasion kind of thing. You don't know who Kang is. Somebody
Right.
said like that's kind of like one of his whole things is that essentially everybody's connected to him in some way.
Okay. Yep. That's fair.
And I think just like if they pivot away, it's gonna look stupid. You're gonna make Kang look like a really stupid character if you pivot away from him. Um, so that's my thing. Is I think is I'm kind of in the boat where I feel like they should pivot but recast still. I
Hmm.
feel like he should be an important figurehead. I feel like he should still be the big bad, but maybe you gotta take away the big things about Kang until phase 6.
Do you think so? When you say pivot, are you saying
Yes.
less
I
Kane,
think
but
I
still
think
have
we should
Kane?
Kang, but anytime we see him, it has to be impactful.
Okay.
Like I don't want just a random variant in Loki. I want
Okay.
like I want like he's there and he's an important like he's there because he's setting something up. I
So
don't
if we
want
got the
him there just
Council
to be
of
there.
Canes, so if we got the Council of Canes again, you would be okay with that. I'm
Yes,
just talking like the main
yeah,
Canes, the main ones.
yes.
Okay.
Like I don't want just like a random uh Kamala Kang. Like what's the point?
Right.
I Like my thing with this, and I just listed so many people. I feel like if Marvel wanted to be smart, I feel like people like Pharaoh Ramatut, like Boltagon, like Scarlet Centurion, like Mr. Gryphon, um, like Immortus, like Victor Timely, and all of them. They should have been individual characters in individual projects where they were the villains. Like I feel like if I even wanted to, like I feel like maybe even in Loki, Victor Timely should have turned into a fighting Kang. Like I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say change what we have, but in hindsight,
Okay.
you should have used these characters to better effectiveness instead of just being like, oh, they all look like this. Because now you put yourself in a box.
Totally fair. Totally fair. Um, I think to play devil's advocate with that, I think you know the reason, but I think it's to illustrate to the audience, like even though that they visually look the same, they it's meant to keep us on the edge of our seats.
Yeah.
Essentially, we don't know their real motives. We know a lot of them are evil, but we don't know to what degree they're evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big theme with all of them. Like even with Kane the Conqueror, we know he's Kane the Conqueror, but throughout like a third of that movie, it, they kind of make him up to be just not just some guy, but like a
Yeah.
scientist,
Yeah. I mean,
not a ruthless conqueror as we know it. The audience knows it, and then Victor
mhm.
Timely, obviously, it's the opposite. Like, oh, this is another Kane.
Yeah.
We should be worried about him, but we learn he's just a guy that's just wants to do right.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, like it's just for me, man. It's such a weird like thing. Um, all this stuff with Kangs and all that. I just, again, to me, King is just one of those people who it's just like, how are you having this much difficulty with like casting and all that? He, and again, not to shed light on it, he is like the perfect character that if like your actor turns out to be a Jonathan Majors or and have a whole legal situation like he is, he's the easiest character. Like, oh, we're just gonna get somebody else. Like again, I just think Kang is one of those characters that come to mind personally, who's just like, dude, literally anybody in the world could play him.
Right.
And so like that's the only thing that's confusing me about this whole like what's gonna happen with Marvel is just like, well, nothing. I feel like they should either keep the story the same and just recast, or they need to lessen up on him. Because I understand not everybody's gonna be comfortable with Kang sticking around. I get it. But I don't know. I think that's my thing. I don't think the situation is as sticky as many people think it is. Because I just feel like the solution's so easy.
I agree with that. I think the reason that people think it's so sticky, and I think I myself am guilty of this, I didn't think. I'll be honest with you. I thought Majors was gonna get off scot free. I'm surprised. I thought he was gonna get off scot free until the video. I think
Yeah.
I thought he was
Mm.
gonna get off scot free, and I think nothing was gonna happen.
But my
Uh,
thing, even on top of that, is I feel like Disney would have cut ties regardless.
I totally disagree with that. I think they would have kept him
I don't
because then
know.
if you fought because to me then this I mean this kind of gets into a legal thing, but then if he's not legally liable for any of this, eh, there's no real reason to fire him. I know he optically it probably doesn't look right. Um, and this is different than the Ezra situation because Ezra got in trouble or was actively getting in trouble for the shit he was doing.
Mm.
The Ezra thing I don't even think is comparable to this because Ezra Ezra's 10 times worse.
No,
Um,
it's not 10 times as generous.
yeah, that's being generous. But with Majors, I'm like, I think the whole point was to wait and see.
Hmm.
If he got off scot free, I think he would have been fine. Optically,
Yeah.
yes, it would have not
Yeah.
looked great. I agree, but I think he probably would have still been employed
Yeah.
because there was
Uh,
no legal
yeah.
trouble.
So like, here's my comparison, and I'm even wearing his hoodie. I'm wearing the hoodie of a professional wrestler named CM Punk. He was fired from his company that he was working for earlier this year because he threw a monitor at his boss and was fired because he made his boss fear for his life apparently.
Okay.
But
Was this
then
during a
WWE,
match? Was this during a
no, this
wrestling
was
match?
backstage.
Oh,
This was
okay.
during their biggest show at Wembley Stadium too.
Oh, interesting.
So this happened, and he was fired, obviously, for it. But
Yes.
then WWE swept him back up because technically he was fired, even though he did something wrong. He was fired, but no legal action was pursued. I think maybe that's a similar case where it's like technically he's in no wrongdoing, legally speaking, but he kind of did do something wrong. He kind of still was an asshole for making, I guess, his boss fear for his life, but
Right.
um, you know, money talks,
Yep.
and it's kind of a proven thing that almost anything that Kang is a part of, people will watch,
Right.
except Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Um,
Fair.
but again, it's one of those things that, I mean, tell me when I'm telling lies. It was everybody not saying how the best part of that movie was Kang.
Right. By
So
far.
yeah, so he's getting people in seats. Like he's getting people to watch, and I think that's kind of the comparison is um yeah, I feel like if he wouldn't have gotten in any trouble, I feel like people would have been like, like he's a bit of an asshole, but he's really good at his job. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. What do you think about the Doom thing?
just it's too early. Again, Doom is
I
one of those,
dislike it.
it's just one of those characters that it's like, it's not even that I dislike it. It's just like, dude, like why? Why Doctor Doom? I don't get it. Like I get it, but I don't.
He needs a whole saga himself. I think it would
Yes,
be doing him unjust if he did Doom in like a face.
absolutely agree. Like he is one of those people, man. You gotta give like the whole treatment to him. You got to.
Like, um, yeah, I think the Doom thing is just so crazy, especially since now we're getting some early like rumblings that like post Secret Wars, the big focus of the next saga will be the mutants,
Mm,
obviously. Um, and weirdly enough, and this is still very early. We're not even like we don't even know how the multiverse saga is gonna end, let alone how this that they'll play the mutants thing.
yeah.
Maybe no Magneto. That's not good. But besides that, like to me, like Doom or Galactus should be the end. Like when you get to
Yeah.
Doom or Galactus, let's just end this. Let's
Hmm.
have Kevin Feige ride off into the sunset and just end it. Um,
Yeah.
Doom should not be this version of Secret Wars because it does not make sense for the story they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, we already have this idea of the Kane in Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania becoming the Beyonder somehow. We have the Council of Canes. How do you explain that away? I think it would be unjust to say, "Oh, Doom just killed them."
Hmm.
What? Like if
Yeah.
you did that, it'd be like so stupid, so dumb. Uh, I agree with you. I think the easiest thing to do is just recast. I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you. Excuse me. A small minority of people will be upset about the recast, like a very small minority,
Yeah. And
like
it's like,
basically nobody.
here's the thing, and I feel like they are aware of it. You're not gonna please anybody doing anything. You're
Right.
not gonna please everybody. Um, and I think that, like, if you're not gonna please anybody, don't go to please them.
Right.
I think do what's right for business,
Yep.
and I think Kang is still big enough of a draw that you can absolutely make a point uh to just continue on with Kang as with somebody else's Kang though.
Yeah.
Here's the important thing. Um, you know, people like Kevin Feige, they're not here to make friends. They're here to make money. You know,
Yep.
they're here to make money first and foremost. Um, and so I think if you are under this impression that Kevin Feige he's gonna do what's right for the people, he's gonna do what's right for the money.
Yes.
Um, and I think what's gonna be right for the money is keeping Kang. Again, I think the only thing that maybe I would do if it's something like, oh, well, we don't know what we want to do, is I guess recast and slightly pivot away. I'm not saying you have to go the full. I think Kang should still be the big bad, um, but lessen his use. I don't know who you recast him with. Um, Again, I'm not of the sort that I think he then immediately has to be black like Jonathan Majors. Again, Kang is just a character anybody can be. So I think it's whoever could be that visceral role. But again, in my perfect world, anybody can. I think we have one person be the main Kang who the Avengers and all that are gonna fight in Secret War, and then anybody else can be Pharaoh Ramatut, Boltagon, Scarlet Centurion, Immortus, all that. I think that's what you do. I think you pivot, but and I mean pivot as in you go to other Kang variants, played by other people of all sorts of race, ethnicity, and all that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to find somebody. I mean, I think it's definitely somebody else could do it.
Mm,
You're gonna have to do your due diligence on it, but it's gonna be hard to find somebody with the range that Majors had.
yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying
So
though. I think Marvel just completely just shot themselves in the foot with putting all of their eggs in this Jonathan Majors basket.
yeah, they really did. I also think the reason people reacted strongly to this, it comes at a really bad time. Like literally a month ago, they had their lowest grossing film ever. I mean, you just can't deny that. Uh, us as big Marvel fans, we didn't even go. I haven't seen that film. I don't know if I ever will. I probably will one day,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe when it comes to Disney Plus, I'll heavily consider.
But like, I know what happens. I've seen the post credit scenes. That's
Yeah,
all I needed.
yeah. I mean,
So
I don't
so
disagree.
like, I'm wondering. Uh, what? So your suggestion is let's get more people to play Kane. Let's maybe lessen the amount of Kanes we see, but let's keep the overall story of Kane intact.
Yes,
Correct? Okay.
absolutely.
I like that. Yeah, I don't think this is I think you're right. I don't think this is as complicated as a decision as it needs to be. I think you just recast Kane, whether it's multiple people or just one Kane, one
Yep.
person playing Kane. Um, and I think you just go from there. I think it'd be too late to pivot to Doom
Mm-hmm.
because then again, we also need to talk about it. You need to put good product out there. You have one movie coming out next year, two shows.
Yep.
Uh, I don't really care about the shows. I'm gonna be honest with you. Agatha. By the way, it's going through its fourth name change. I hear it's
Yeah.
in the end. It's gonna be called Agatha all along. Be its fourth different name.
I mean,
Why?
why? I don't get it.
Um, then we have a bunch of animated stuff, which I'm excited for. I'm excited for
Mm-hmm.
the X Men and the Spider Man, all that. But like, it doesn't really matter
Yeah.
for the big endpoint. Uh, so you need some bops. You need some
Yeah.
like really good hits, like in a row. Deadpool obviously will be one, I think. But then like if you change what you're gonna do and you pivot to Doom, you have to move your movies back more. Some of these movies, Alex, you know when they were announced? They were announced at San Diego Comic Con in 2019.
Yep.
Blade, Blade has supposed to been out for like a year and a half at this point. It feels like and it's like
Mhm.
one of the last movie. It's gonna coming out latter half of 25.
It's insane.
It's bad. It's not good. So like you can't pivot at this point.
No.
I I also think there's kind of a beauty in this with the struggle that the multiversal saga has been going through. It kind of shows how beautiful the Infinity Saga was and how much of a miracle it was that
Mhm.
those movies culminated to that. It just shows how difficult it is.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that the place that mastered it is the place that's struggling honestly the hardest. Like it's insane, insane.
Not as bad as DC right now.
Look, I don't even know what's going on with DC right now.
Aquaman's not even getting a red carpet, bro.
I think they are literally just trying to make people forget that movie exists.
Yeah, I think they are.
And you know
Um,
what? Here's my prediction for Aquaman. I think he's gonna do worse than the Marvels.
it's projected to,
I think he's gonna
which
do
is
way worse than the Marvels do.
way worse. Is crazy.
Way worse. Because you know what? Ain't nobody wanting to go see that movie.
Can they do a tax write-off like they did with Batgirl?
Could they?
Could they? They
No.
should.
They should have, but they can't now. It's too late.
They're
But
gonna
hey,
lose
you know
so
what?
much money on that film. Oh my god.
That's the price you pay for stupidity.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe we got to show the graph, but when you fuck around, you find out more.
Yeah. It's like the crazy hot scale. The hotter they are, the crazier they are. It's a linear progression.
Mm-hmm.
When you fuck around, you
You'll
find out
find
even
out.
more. Yeah.
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 That's what I'm
If you
saying.
don't
It's
fuck
just,
around, you don't find out.
yeah. It's just, I think, like right now, man, like, you know, this certainly isn't a fun discussion to have, especially
No.
after the last time we were talking. It was about, is Marvel so doom and gloom?
Yes.
I don't know. I think they're having a real hard time fighting those allegations.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
It's
And
just
they've been
one
caught in
thing.
4K.
It's just one thing after the next thing after the next thing for them.
I feel bad too because the other day I saw a picture of Kevin Feige in London with the Deadpool crew. It looked like he was
Mhm.
having a good time, and
Yeah.
he's got to deal with this now. Um, but I hate to say it, I still got confidence in him.
I don't.
I still have faith in Kevin Feige. I cannot let my boy. He's the dude. He might be the
Look,
best producer of all time. He
I think regardless, I think he's just bad at managing all this. And that sucks to say. That sucks to say, but it is what it is.
Now they got some time. They got some time until Kane appears in anything. He's not going to appear in anything this coming year, so they have some time.
What if he appeared in? If what if he was meant to appear in Deadpool 3? What if?
That maybe I doubt it.
What if he's meant to appear in What If?
What if? What if?
What if? What if?
Maybe.
You see? You never know.
I don't know, but I haven't heard anything on that front. That doesn't mean it's not true. Uh, um, that we know of. We don't know. I don't know. It's a mess. I mean, you get look at. I mean, isn't Waldron writing both films now?
I think so.
Right? Yeah, Waldron's writing both films. I don't even know how I feel about that. I don't even think he wrote the best season of Loki.
What?
Waldron only wrote the first season.
Hey, first season was good though.
It
So
was good. It was good. It was good. And Multiverse of Madness is good.
yeah,
I'm okay with Waldron writing it, I guess.
I am too. I don't understand the hate of Waldron.
It's
Maybe
kind
I'm
of been weird
ignorant.
lately. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I see it on my TikTok, I'm like, this is kind of weird here.
Maybe I'm ignorant, but I don't know. Is I don't see what this man has done wrong.
They kind of like tried to diminish him. They were like, Well, some people came in and like halfway through Loki season 1, they wrote the end of it. I'm like okay, but like he's detached as a writer, so he still did something. It's
Yeah.
still good. It doesn't change, but like what I saw, um, definitely happy it's not Jeff Loveness. Whoever saw Quantumanian as like him, right? The Kang Dynasty.
I don't know. I don't know.
Uh, I don't know what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna stay with Kane. Ultimately, um, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I think on that front. You got anything else to say about this? But
sure don't.
all right. Do you got anything you want to talk about? Because I got a couple other things.
No, nothing that comes to my mind.
Uh Here, let me see if I can pull this up. See if I can find it. Whoa, that's loud. I still have not watched the Echo trailer. Should probably do that. Oh,
Should.
this is what I want to pull up. There we go. Okay, what if comes out Friday, episode 1. All right, Alex. These are the 9 episodes we got. Nebula joined the Nova Corps.
Snore.
How we feel about that? Who cares?
Snore.
Cool, I guess. What is this even? Is this takes place in Guardians 1?
I don't even know.
Like when she gets arrested, or when she doesn't even get arrested, doesn't she? It's Gamora.
Bro, I don't even know.
Like what happens? Oh my goodness. Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes with his dad? With
Yes.
Ego? I mean, that's cool, I guess.
Oh my god.
This one, really. Happy Hogan saved Christmas.
I mean, I get it. That's meant to be like a Die Hard. It's gonna be like a Die Hard episode, but like,
Oh, is this what it's described as?
yeah,
Is this where we see the Tree of Life in the trailer thing?
I'm not sure. I gotta be honest. I watched that trailer one time and then watch it again.
Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster. Remember how confused we were in that season finale when they just randomly showed up to Sakaar and
Hmm.
they pulled out Gamora? That's
Yeah,
That's this episode.
yeah. Now we'll actually get the. We'll actually get the context.
Right. I'm excited for this one actually.
Hmm. Oh wait, by the way, sorry to interject. R.I.P. to the DCEU. It died today.
Yeah, it did die. It's finally over.
Hmm.
Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper.
I mean, I guess.
This was kind of set up right at the end of last season. Cool.
Yeah.
This is a new Native American hero, I believe. Kahori.
Yeah.
Reshape the world. Cool.
Don't know who that is, but whatever.
I'm interested to see it. Hey, I'm a lot higher on What If than Alex. I like What If.
It's like a decent mid show.
I like it.
Like it's never been a show that's been like a show that I feel like I have to watch.
That's fair. Hella found the 10 Rings. This is probably the one I'm most excited for.
Yes, that one could be something. That one got some spice to it.
This one's cool.
Avengers in 1602.
Interesting. How does this work?
Yeah. And then I think the one that like literally everybody's gonna watch is What If Strange Supreme intervened.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they it's like they actually picked some interesting ones in the first season, and then they ran out of interesting ones for the second one.
Like there are some like the first like this one,
Yeah, like
and then I do not care. I like Happy Hogan.
mhm.
This one could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because actually the Avengers lineup one in this episode I guess is interesting. It's T'Chaka, Bucky, Hank Pym. Yeah. Uh, yeah, some of these are interesting, but like I feel like there are so many more interesting ones, I feel like. And then there's a good let me see if I can find it. Damn it. There's a good compilation of stuff we know about season 2, I guess. Uh Alex, when we don't do this often, but um on a scale of like, will you watch this at 9 o'clock when they come
No,
out or whatever they? No, you will not.
I will not. Couldn't care less. As a matter of fact, maybe about the one. Maybe I will, if I remember, watch the ones that I'm interested in, like the 1602 one and the Strange Intervene.
Uh-huh.
But the other ones, no,
So you will not be watching every day then.
no.
Damn. Damn. All right, we got some stuff that we kind of somewhat know. Let's see if there's interesting ones. Um, Season 2 will have a significant impact on the main story and the 616 timeline. I don't know how. That's interesting. Thor will be a part of the team that takes on Peter Quill. This
He
is coming
always will
from
be.
this is coming from the Cosmic Circus. They're really good. Um, Sam Rockwell turns as Justin Hammer.
That's fun.
I hope that's not the last one he appears in. Armor Wars. That's still a thing, by the way.
Shoot, no clue.
Happy Hogan becomes a purple Hulk due to
Jesus,
an injection of Hulk blood. Interesting, I guess.
something.
That's interesting. Uh,
Apparently, 2025 for season 3.
okay. Hela is wearing dragon scale armor.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the Nebula episode was originally planned for season 3.
Court
And
Meek, Nova Prime, Jan Rog, and Howard the Duck.
I'm gonna be really stupid. Who is Nova Prime?
I feel like
Who is this?
ain't no way. Hold on.
Is it somebody I should know?
No. Yes and no. Um. Oh, it's that one like white girl or that one white chick from Guardians 1.
Oh, it's like the leader of the Nova Corps. That's what they
Yeah.
call her?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting.
Wow, Wanda being a hero in both of her inclusions is crazy.
The Wanda Merlin variant appears in episodes 5 and 6. Okay.
Okay. Peggy's in a bunch of season 2. Of course she is, bro.
Of course she's.
She's like everywhere.
Avengers lineup consists of Hank Pym, Bill Foster. The hell? T'Chaka, Bucky, Wendy Lawson, and Thor? What?
Who the hell is Wendy Lawson?
This is the. Oh, it's the Kree lady from
Oh my god.
her?
I didn't even know. I thought her name was literally just the Supreme Intelligence.
Yeah, what? Is Bill Foster the.
He's the guy from Ant-Man and the
He's
Wasp.
on the Avengers team? What? And Hank?
I guess.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and Howard Stark, of course. Just have him in it. Wait. Just have him as Iron Man.
What is this? What if Happy Hogan Save Christmas is not a rehash of of Iron Man 3, and the original Avengers 6 will each wear different holiday looks. Okay. Universe Eater tease.
Who is Universe Eater?
Hold on.
Who are these characters? What? Like. Universe Eater.
Galactus.
Oh, it's Galactus. That's what they call him?
Yeah.
Cool.
A Demon Strange variant.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. The Empress Hela.
Mm-hmm.
A band of merry men.
Steve Rogers, Bucket Barnes, Scott Lang, Tony Stark, Happy Hogan.
As the Purple Hulk.
Okay.
The finale includes Killmonger, Thanos, zombies, Wenwu, Hela, and the Universe Eaters. There's
Interesting.
There's multiple Galactuses. What? Oh my god, that finale is
Dude, I
gonna
forgot who Wenwu was for a second. Oh my god.
This finale is gonna be a lot, dude.
Yep. And you know what? I bet you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna pull a Star Wars and make the finale like 21 minutes.
What? Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch team up against Surtur? What? The hell?
Okay.
Okay, we're getting conflicted stuff here. Well, this is from the approved, but reliability unknown. 602 Hulk transformation would be like Sentry's transformation, Thunderbolts. Well, that gives us no context at all because we haven't seen Sentry yet, so that's nice.
Strange Supreme is the main villain. Okay.
Strange Supreme sends Captain Carter to the 602 universe to stop Kahori.
Kahori is becoming too powerful, but Strange is really just trying to siphon the power from powerful beings so he can rebuild his universe. Thor cameos at the end of the Christmas episode, but has no lines.
Interesting.
What if Surtur attacked Earth has been pushed to season 3?
Why would he attack Earth? It's interesting. Nebula episode. The Red Guard. A lot of these were pushed to season 3. I don't know why. Happy Hogan's Hulk gets the best Hulk fight scene in the MCU. There was a link this season
with Echo
connected to Bonnie.
1602 episode leads straight into the finale.
Okay. The season has a kind of Secret Wars. What is this language?
I don't know.
It's so weird. Am I like, is this not weird to you too?
No, it is.
Thor's the real villain of the 1602 episode. How? That's interesting.
Look, Thor of everybody has the
has the reason to be a bad guy. Okay, so he gets it. He gets a pass.
A 602. Oh my goodness, they're banned, so this might not be true. A 602 series will spin off from the episode, of course.
No, we don't need a series for all these, bro.
All right,
Oh
that's
damn!
our
Now
what
I'm
if.
dark.
That's our what if.
Yep.
That's what we
What
know
if?
so far. Uh, does it get better for you?
No, no.
Like, listen. I don't think anything could make that show like remotely more interesting to me. I think what if season 1 was like decent, like it was okay, but like I don't know, like it didn't blow my socks off, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the last two episodes,
Yeah,
with
like
Ultron, are great. I think there are some other really good ones I like.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, I think it's interesting what they're doing, releasing an episode every day,
Yeah,
but also that's a lot.
it
But
sure
also,
is.
this isn't the type of show that you can release weekly and people will watch.
No. I feel like they learned their lesson with that the first time.
But also, you can't drop it in bulk because it's too much.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But that's all I got to talk about.
Same here, man.
Alrighty, well, we will be back next week for our end of the year review show.
Yeah,
Alex,
absolutely.
Alex will cook something up for us as he always does.
Sure am. I'm cooking up a entire MCU and Star Wars tier list.
Based. All right,
Mm-hmm.
as always, may the force be with you, and may you stay burdened with glorious purpose. Peace out, everyone.
See you later.